Alright, hi everybody. So today I'm going to be making a simple pasta dish that I make whenever I'm short on time. It's really easy and yeah, I'll show you guys now. So what I do first is I cut up a part of this onion. Okay, so I've peeled my onion and this is how I cut it. I learned it from watching Master Chef. I'm a huge fan. Ooh. So first you cut it in one way like this, and then you cut it into just cut slits like that, right? This is also the no tear method. So since I didn't cut this part, I'm not gonna cry. Okay, so now, after I cut those slits, I just chop down like that. See, so now we have perfectly diced onions. So now that I cut my onions, I fill up my pot with water because I want to start heating up the water for the pasta before I even start cooking the onions or anything. So now I bring this pot of water. Oh my god, excuse my messy kitchen. I'm trying not to get in the frame. Oh my god, okay. Now I put this pot of water here. I put it on the highest heat just because I need it to get to a boil. Let's throw in some salt in here so we have some flavor. And then let's mix it in with this wooden spoon. Let's try not to use plastic because it does heat up in the water. And then to make it boil faster, I always just put a lid on it so it traps the heat. I almost forgot a very important step, and that's to put on my special apron. I got this for Christmas a few years back, and it's a cat apron. And then hopefully you guys can see my cats later if they come join us while we cook. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm pouring some of this. This is garlic olive oil that my mom bought me from Costco. I'm pouring a little bit on here because what we're gonna be doing is that we're gonna put the onion in so it can start to soften. I might have to put this camera down for a second. Let's see if you can see that. Okay, so sorry for that, guys. Technical difficulties. So now we have the onions sizzling in the oil, and I'm just gonna get this fork and move it around so they're all there. So we're just gonna be waiting for this to soften for a bit. Okay, so a quick update on the onions. This is what we want to see. You see, I don't know if you can tell, but the onions are starting to get more translucent. So it just needs a few minutes more, but it's good because while we're waiting for that, we're waiting for the water to boil. So we're multitasking, which is great. So this is the fun part. Well, it's all fun, I guess you can say. So now that the water's boiling, I'm gonna get my pasta. I picked rotini because I think it'd be cute to have the sauces and all the ridges. So I'm just gonna put in a good amount. Okay, I think that's good. So it says 7 minutes for al dente, but I'm gonna keep it in for 6 minutes because I'll cook it in the last minute in the sauce. So now that the onions are this gorgeous color, I'm gonna put in some tomato paste. It's a little hard to squeeze with one hand. And so the next step is to put a little bit of heavy whipping cream in. So let me see if I can angle this so you guys can see. I'm gonna be pouring in the heavy whipping cream now, just a little bit, and I'll show you guys how it looks. Okay. And I'll mix it in now, but I'll probably have to mix the rest off camera. So now I'm gonna be putting in a little bit of minced garlic. I just got a garlic clove and I'm putting it in my garlic mincer. Okay, so now I'm cutting it off the garlic mincer. I can't do that with one hand, unfortunately, so it'll be like that. And then what I do is, this is just from the inside of the garlic mincer. It's just like this, it's still garlic, it just couldn't fit through, and I just put it in there just to give it more flavor. And then also what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little bit of red pepper flakes and I'm just gonna sprinkle it in the pasta. So for the sauce, it's really whatever you want. I just like red pepper flakes and I love garlic. But yeah, you can put salt, pepper, whatever you want really. So I'm gonna be putting in a little bit of salt and pepper. I like to use my Himalayan pink salt. I just love it, but I also use this one too. Just a little bit of pepper. Now I mix it up. We have 1 minute until we can take the pasta off of boil. So we're doing good, we're doing great. Okay, so it's time to take the pasta out of the boiling pot. So I use a spoon that has holes in it. But it is okay to get some pasta water in it because the pasta water has like some starch in it, and it makes the sauce bind to the pasta. So it's good that we have some in there. Now that we have all the pasta in, we're just gonna, oh, I left my fridge open by accident. Okay, we're just going to mix in the pasta to the sauce, and we're just gonna let it sit here for a few more minutes. I know I took it out 1 minute early, but since this is not surrounded by hot water and it's in a sauce, we're gonna leave it in there for a little bit longer. Now, another thing that I like to do to my pasta is I like to put in, like, I'm mixing some random cheeses. So my roommate actually went out and got a ton of cheese, so I'm gonna be using a little bit of each. So we have Parmesan cheese, we have Italian 6-cheese blend, and then we have regular mozzarella. So I'm just gonna be putting a little bit of each of those in because I just love cheese. And it's protein, so it's good. All right, this is looking really good, so I'm just gonna show you guys how it looks. Okay, so this is how it looks from my end. So now what we're gonna wanna start doing is we're gonna wanna start mixing in the cheeses so it melts and it becomes part of the sauce. So what I like to do now is I like to try whatever piece is on the spoon, and then that'll let me know if I should add any more salt, pepper, garlic, or whatever I think. So let me try it now. Okay, so I think we need a little bit of salt and maybe a few more red pepper flakes. So I'm going to be adding that in, guys. So it tastes perfect now. Let's get a closer look. I want to show you guys how the cheese melted. You see that? It looks gorgeous. So I hope that you guys can make this recipe at home and enjoy it as much as I will enjoy it now. Thanks, guys.